Before we begin our discussion, I am joined by the man with the vision behind today's town hall on Ebola and its importance to our global audience, David Ensor, the director of the Voice of America. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Shaka, and I'd like to echo your thanks to our distinguished panel here today for joining us in the studio for this important conversation. It's an honor to have you all here. Let me just say a couple of words about VOA's role. Back since March 22nd, when it first became known that an outbreak in Guinea was not Marburg hemorrhagic fever, but in fact Ebola, VOA has been reporting on this story, and I can tell you now we will stay with it for as long as necessary, even if other major media move on to other stories. So far, VOA has filed over 1,000 stories on the disease and produced dozens of programs featuring health and policy experts to discuss both how to stay safe and what response efforts there are. There's so many stories that we had the chance to tell of the courage of health workers of Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia. This tragedy is at least bringing out some of the best in human nature. VOA has a special website, www.ebola.voanews.com, which is providing basic facts about the disease and links to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and the World Health Organization information as well. And very soon, VOA will launch a new 24/7 programming stream on FM stations in Monrovia, Liberia, and Freetown, Sierra Leone. These will feature special 10-minute Ebola updates 5 times a day. We've also been airing special public service announcements from VOA's Africa division, as well as from the CDC here in the United States, and from UNICEF. These have included words from people like President Obama, former President Jimmy Carter, and Liberian President Ellen Jones Sirleaf. We have some new public service announcements ready, and I understand, Shaka, you may be previewing a few of them on the show today. And while we're usually friendly competitors with the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC, this outbreak is too serious for both of us to be competing. So my colleague at the BBC and I have agreed to run each other's news reports and public service announcements so that we can get the maximum exposure of this important information. So I can assure you this is a rare thing. We normally like to compete. But on something like this, given the seriousness of it, our British colleagues and we are committed to trying to help end this scourge together. So finally, on behalf of all of us, before I turn it back to you, Shaka, all of us at Voice of America, I would just like to express our profound condolences to any of those watching this broadcast who may have lost family members, friends, or colleagues to Ebola. We grieve with you.